Ah, the field of failure and poor life choices. Full of things that we've drug home from who knows where. And now we're fixing to go drag something else home. Does it ever end? I don't know. But we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man, and Super Chief Super Duty is hooked up to the trailer because we're going to get something else. We just got that yesterday, but we'll talk about that later. We need to go pick something up, and our poor floor, it's just on its last legs. I got all the new lumber to do it, but it just seems like we never get a chance to, you know, have a break here to work on it. The deals, they keep coming. So I think I probably better come up here and throw on a piece of plywood. What we're going to get, it won't fall through as long as we get it up there before it falls through. I mean, okay, truck, we know the trailer's connected. It's been connected for the last week. Stop here a minute. That's probably not gonna do what I want. Maybe I should throw it under the totes for now, and we'll throw it up there on there. Well, not throw up, but we'll put it in that spot when we get where we're going. But sure. All right, isn't that silly to have to do all that just to hold down a piece of wood to fix the floor? Sure, but I want to be prepared because I don't want to have to struggle when we get there. Heard a truck coming down the road. Gotta stop and watch the traffic go by, you know? See what it's hauling. Just spray tanks. Sure. All right, we're headed to the old state capitol, down to Corydon, which, if you don't know your state history, used to be the capital of Indiana for a while, way back at the beginning. And then they moved it to Indianapolis. But we're going down there. We have to actually go through the town, I believe. So that's the direction we're pointed. We got a spray rig going by. Probably went with that truck. This next week, I am not gonna buy anything because I am tired of going after stuff, you know? We're gonna have it a lot nicer and easier this year with the stuff we got, you know? But I've been going from one to the next, just, I don't know. All right, friends, so what are we after today? Well, I have been struggling the last few years trying to keep my zero-turn lawnmower running. It seems like when they get to be about 10 years old, that was about it for it. The one that I have, I think you've seen before on videos, it's a Cub Cadet, about a 2013 model. I bought it brand new, but it just wasn't heavy enough built for farm use, I guess you'd say, you know. It's made for like a 1/4 acre yard in town, and it probably would have been fine. But I've had pretty good luck with it, I guess you'd say, considering all that, you know, that it had a stamped steel deck, which that's not heavy enough, you know. And then about like the year later, after I bought it, they started putting a welded steel deck on them, so that's about right. But anyway, it's just one thing after another, and I don't have time to be working on a lawnmower all the time. I just don't. I have very limited free time, and if I gotta mow the grass, it's gotta be done and over with so that I can go on to something else. So I've been kind of looking around at different things, and I thought about buying a new one again, and I don't know, but I really would need to buy a heavier one, and I don't really want to spend $10,000 on a lawnmower, you know what I mean? That kind of breaks my brain. So I've been looking around on the old marketplace and looking around at different things, and on an auction down here, I found a Skag Turf Tiger. And I actually work on one of these for a guy that you've seen the tractors. I don't know if I've ever seen or had his lawnmower on a video, but I change blades and do all kinds of stuff to that mower. And after working on it, I thought these are pretty solidly built. I wouldn't mind to find one. Well, this one came up on an auction, and it looked to me like it was an older guy who had died, and they were just selling off his stuff. So it wasn't like it was in the junk row or whatever. And so I ended up winning, and now we're gonna go get it. And I hope that it's everything I hoped and dreamed of. I mean, it's not pristine, but it looks good. I think it looks solid. It's not beat up really. I mean, some of the paint is not the greatest, but that's the way paint goes. But the thing that I like about it is it's heavy enough built that I think it's worth repairing anything if it ever needs anything or whatever, and we can probably get parts. And the selection for the parts for mine has been getting less and less, because I guess they intended that was just a throwaway thing, whereas this probably uses actual components that you can get from a supplier, if the mower company would quit handling them. So we'll see, but I didn't give that much for it. I don't really know what they cost new, but I gave around $3,000 for it, and I thought that was pretty good. I mean, hopefully it'll do what I want it to do. So we got to go down here and get it, and when we get home we'll give it a look over. Sure. Corydon, a town that does strange things with turning lanes. You have to go over to keep going straight, then go back over this way, and then go back over again to keep going straight. Yeah, something here was not thought out quite right, but sure. All right, well, that's on the trailer, and of course I did the right thing, and instead of going home, turned and immediately headed south because I saw something else on Facebook Marketplace that I thought we needed. So we're gonna go down into Kentucky now, and hopefully we're gonna have enough time to get back before our afternoon bus route so we don't get fired. But we're just gonna see. We're so close that we might as well try. All we can do is crash and burn and fail and die. And if that's the worst thing that could happen, why, there's no problem at all. Somewhere there should be a river. There it is. It's even a barge down there doing something. I don't know that I can get a good shot, but there is a tractor on top of a silo. Something you don't see every day. It looked to be a international of sorts. But again, I need to stay focused because I know nowhere about where I'm at. I have no idea. Never been here before. I will say one thing, the road gets narrower when you get into Kentucky. So, got to make sure I don't drop my trailer off the edge. Well, this is the worst stretch of road I've been on so far as being narrow and whatever. But they are doing stuff out here. I just passed a whole bunch of this. They're making a solar farm, it looks like. There are acres of solar panels on both sides of the road for several miles down the road here. So, I don't know what that's about, but maybe that's gonna save these people tons on electric, I don't know. I'm about 1.6 miles from being able to turn off onto another highway, which I'll be on for about 8 miles. You know, 47 Ford or so. Anywhoos, we're gonna get there in a little bit. I should have probably just kept the camera running. There's all kinds of neat stuff to see. This is a beautiful farm here on both sides of the road, it looks like. But I just passed a place that was definitely where propane tanks go to die. I don't think I've seen that many propane tanks in one spot, just piled up like cordwood. I mean, old tanks, new tanks, everything. I'll have to see if we can get a shot of that on the way back, but I don't know. This is very scenic. I like this. I wish I didn't have to hurry up and get back, because I could tool around out here and just see what else I find, but we're on a mission and we gotta get that wrapped up. Well, less than 2 miles and we'll be there. This is neat. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I'm seeing that you just don't see every day, you know? I guess that's the way it is everywhere, though. You take stuff for granted in your own town when you see that kind of stuff, businesses and different things. But this is pretty neat. Hopefully this was not a wasted effort. We'll see if they really have what I was looking for. But we're ready. We're right at a mile now, so according to my little internet machine box here, the marvel technology of the cell phone. It does everything. A Dollar General. I've seen like 50 of those on the way down here. I think this is Garfield, Kentucky is the name of it. So I haven't seen any orange cats running around, but who knows how they got the name. Should be right up here on the left. I'm gonna assume it's these buildings here. And we're gonna hope they're actually there and open. Now look at all that treasure out there, friends. Sure. It's a little bit of everything out here. But from the pictures, I think what I'm looking for is over here. You see, we bought junkyard tractors that didn't have wheels. And I was thinking, somewheres or another, there they are. That's what I'm after. Probably flat. Bottom one's got air in it. That'll do. And we gotta figure out who to talk to and all that nonsense that goes along with buying stuff. But he's got a little bit of everything. It's an old Fordson over there. Pretty cool, really. There's a trailer I wouldn't mind having. All right, ain't that a load? I think that'll do. We should be able to make it home before our bus route if there's no problems. These are real nice guys. This is a pretty nice place. Like I said, they got a lot of neat stuff. And you know I like neat stuff. So, sure. We're gonna try to navigate our way back out of this outfit. I just passed a buggy, so it's good to know that the Super Cheap Super Duty's at least that fast. I don't think it's taken me exactly the same way back that it took me to get here, which is always bizarre to me, how the map machine can say one way's the shortest and then totally change its mind on the way back. But we're gonna roll with it, and hopefully it takes us back to where we want to be. I also think that the time must have changed while I was here. Like, this is a different time zone, because I'm thinking that it's really an hour later than what my phone now reads, because I don't think I did all that stuff in 20 minutes. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see here in a little bit if it changes to another hour later again. I don't know. Time zones, I don't understand all that. Silly. Well, I remember being past here because this is the big farm with the white fence. There we go. I've been keeping the camera rolling just for this reason. Take a look at this. Look at all of those propane tanks. I have never seen anything like that before, ever. I mean, that is a massive amount of tanks. I mean, I wonder if they can like recondition some of those and put them back in service, or whether those are ones that are totally done and they repurpose them into barbecues or something. I don't know, but that's a lot. I've never seen that many in one spot before. 0.9 miles I need to turn, so I need to be paying attention. So I better put you down so I can navigate the right path home. There's some miscellaneous stuff grown up in the weeds. If that was some kind of little dealer or something at some point. If we just had time, you know. Ooh, that's rough. I don't remember that being that bad on the way through the first time, but if we just had more time, is what I was saying. It'd be neat to kind of poke around some of these little towns. I mean, see all these old buildings. Now it's saying in 250 feet I need to do something different here, so I went that way first, right? Went across these railroad tracks. Old feed mill. Old feed mill. Rusty grain leg at the top. New propane tanks. Sure. I keep looking back, but I think our load is fine. I don't think it's gonna come loose. It's pretty secure. There's a little Chinesium tractor growing up in the weeds. There's an LTL 9000 Ford. I've always liked that body style, so I don't know. One of these days we'll add to our big truck collection and find one. Now I'm on this road for 9.9 miles. I guess that sounds about right, the way we came. So sure, I'll bring you back when there's something interesting. There's the old Ford truck again. I'd like to find one of those, because that's what Grandpa's dad had before he bought that 67 truck, was a 47 Ford, and it was blue colored. Here's more of those solar jobbies. I mean, they go back there. There's acres of them. I don't know that I really like that, you know? Why can't they put those on the top of industrial buildings and stuff? Why do they need to take up farmland to do it? That's my thinking. But you can't blame these guys for wanting to do it, because what they pay is a lot, I believe. They pay a pretty good sum to lease your ground, or however that works. I've talked to guys who had been approached by, you know, the power company to want to do it. But what a shame to lose all this ground to that. I mean, will that really pay for itself? I don't know. There's more of them up there. This is that narrow section of road I don't really care for, but power stations and I don't know. Some of them look like they're kind of sagging in the middle. I don't know what that's about. Lots of stuff though. All right, made it back again. Good grief. I'm getting tired of playing trucker every day. I wonder how many thousand miles I've drove this week, back and forth places. But we made it, and hopefully I didn't get taken on this deal. I mean, it just looked like it was in decent shape is what I thought. I mean, it's got some paint missing in places, but it's heavy built, and that's what I liked about like the one that I worked on for my neighbor there. He's got one, and I don't know, I mean, I feel like no matter what sins it may have, like that hole in the deck there, I feel like it's worth putting a little effort into. I didn't see that, and of course they didn't show that on the pictures of the auction, but it still doesn't change my love for it. I mean, we need to look it over real good. Really, before using it, we ought to service it because we know nothing. They put a new battery in it, and it maybe has had a new motor put in it at some time. I'm not sure. I got this folder worth of stuff with it. I don't know anything about what year it might be, but I see all the stuff that he wrote, like dates and stuff in different places. There, 2022, he did something, and I was trying to find out what year it might be. I'll have to look all that up. I'm sure that it's the internet will have that. This has obviously had a different motor put in it, because color command 18 it says in that picture. Oh, 18 to 26, and this one's a 25 command, but it might still have had a different motor in it. But it's heavy built, and that's what I like. My other one was not heavy built, particularly the deck. And you know, like this one, I can weld to. I can weld on that top of that deck and fix that hole or whatever I got to do. The only thing I noticed about it was it looks like the old feller backed her into something there and dented that screen, so we're gonna have to right away get that away from there's like a pulley behind there, and it's kind of close to that bolt. But yeah, you see. Oh, I didn't realize till we were down at the farm equipment place, the old guy had left a toolbox full of tools. I actually took them out because I was afraid that they were going to bounce out when I saw what was all in there. Let me just grab it all and put it back in and show you if I can. So we have all that stuff. We have this, a utility knife, another screwdriver, a Napa breaker bar, channel locks, a Craftsman old school ratchet, just like what I carry around with me most of the time, another Napa socket, Allen wrenches, a pruner, and a hammer, just like that hammer that I lost the other day and then found back, but that's funny. But he had that in there, and by golly, that's probably $100 worth of stuff right there. So that maybe makes up for a little bit of it. Shield's got a little crack in it, but who uses a shield, you know? Letter fly, who cares? That one I work on for the other guy, he doesn't even have that on there anymore, I don't think. Now, I'm not an expert on all of this stuff. I would say do they have the deck pinned up as high as it'll go? I don't know. I know that his has a foot pedal that you push, and then you can adjust the deck. So maybe that's maybe that needs done. I don't know. It probably works in conjunction with this, and then you lift that up and let the weight on it. That's kind of how his is, I think. The parking brake is a little different. I think his parking brake you push with a foot and then lock back. So I'll just have to see and look up what, I have no idea. Like I said, I don't know what year it is. I just know that it's better than what I got now. And I debated on going to town and buying a brand new mower. And what do I want to do, you know? And I thought, well, why should I do that when I could just buy a heavier commercial used one and potentially, you know, have something. I don't know. Maybe this was the wrong thing to do, but I mean, if you went to buy this at town now, what would it be? 10,000? I don't know. I figure I can get a lot of use out of it. I think my other one was a 50-inch cut, and this one's a 60-inch cut. So, and it almost has like mulching blades on it, doesn't it? But they look very similar to the ones that the other guy, actually I might have a set of his blades in the bed of the truck here that I was going to sharpen. Let me put down some of this other garbage and just see if they take, maybe they all take the same blades. I don't know. Where are they? Where are you, blades? Is that you down there? It would be handy if that was it, because then he would know everything that I need to know. No, those are a lot longer. So I'll have to learn about that. But his is a Turf Tiger, so I bet his is a 72. Now that I think about it, his is a 72-inch deck. But whatever. Like I said, I think it's better than what I had. And from looking on Marketplace at different ones and things, these, just like this, are in like the $4,500 range. So I think I'm still in the value end of everything if it pans out for me. So that maybe isn't very interesting. We might do a video servicing it and stuff. But I mean, if this is to be believed and they didn't just do a very good job of cleaning before the sale, this guy did try to keep it clean. And that's a big thing on a lawnmower. If you want it to last, keep the deck clean on top and stuff, because when you don't, that's when trouble starts. You know, you've seen them where they're packed through and the belt just has a groove in the grass to run. So I don't know. We'll look at these treasures now. We bought 2 tractors from the salvage yard. I don't know which videos you've seen yet, but I was thinking 77 diesel here when I saw these. I'll just slap these right on there, and then it'll be up on 4 wheels. And then the other tractor will decide what we want to do. If we get it running, it might be worthy of better tires yet than this. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to make stuff easier for me to move around while also prioritizing not spending a bunch of money on something that doesn't run. This top one is flat, kind of. The bottom one has air in it, so I don't know if that's the kind of flat where it's going to go instantly flat, or whether that's the kind of flat where it leaks off over a month and goes down. I mean, it's got a pretty bad tear there, but I think that's the outer layer, so we might get some, you know, being able to roll it around here situation is what I'm after. I don't consider that those are spectacular rubber tires, but it looks like maybe the rims are in good shape. I never flipped them over, so maybe they're rotten underneath. I don't know, but they look more solid than the ones that are on there, so it's very possible that we'll be able to do something here, and that's what I was after. That was kind of the spur of the moment thing, so maybe that was foolishness, but anywho, I think we'll call this one here. I definitely did my part to save all of her parts this week. It's interesting that this is missing a couple clamps, but that's fine. I got clamps to beat the band there. I got plenty of those, but This will definitely get it up on wheels, and that's what we're after. And that should make my mowing life a whole lot easier, because I don't have a lot of time to wrap up in mowing. I just don't. It's gotta, when I have time to mow, it's gotta get done right then. And so I need something that's gonna get that done without any hassle. So hopefully this is the feller that helps me out. I'm gonna have to put it in the shed before tonight, because it's supposed to get horrendously violent weather, so we need to get it under shed. But if I can work on it and get time to clean it up real good before we start using it, I may even pull the deck off and clean all this up and try to paint the missing paint spots and stuff and keep after it. I tried to do that with my other one, but then finally it just got to the point where whatever. But I did paint the deck several times on that other one. So I guess, like it or not, I mean, not all my videos are interesting. Maybe you found this interesting, but it's what I was doing today, and a lot of the videos are just the stuff that I do every day. So we're gonna leave this one here. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.